All right, looks like we're back online. Sorry about the problem there, guys. We're trying to sort out an ongoing computer issue, but hopefully it's a little bit smoother now that we're back. What do we miss, boys?
Oh, we missed caution flag. Definitely, guys got to go in and get some 4 fresh tires, and definitely seeing a battle up front here as we just went green with Nelson's trying to catch the 28 of Calvin Allison that's been dominant here tonight.
Yeah, did we see what brought up the caution?
Yeah, the 11 of Will Long going down into turn 3 seems like I don't know if he blew a right front tire or not, but definitely went up into the wall and came back across and collected a few guys, and just a tough break for Will and that team. We'll just have to see how he can bounce back here and see how he can finish out this race. As we see Nelson Rivera trying to battle up here for the lead. 7 Verizon cars definitely looking good here.
Yeah, there's some really tight racing up there at front.
Yeah, fresh tires, man. You get real racy on fresh tires, that's for sure.
And how about that 2 car? I haven't hit the wall coming out of 2. He's still looking pretty fast out there.
Yeah, and we hadn't spoke much about James because kind of a poor qualifying effort, but I tell you what, he's made his way up to 4th after that those pit stops, and we definitely know he's got speed here tonight. And John Pershing, as he's moved into the top 5 here, it's really going to be putting some pressure here on Calvin as he's had a pretty easy race so far here.
Yeah, you might want to take a look out for the 964 of Jason Wells, up 23 spots after that last pit stop. He's really made a move up towards the front.
Yeah, we talk about Jason Wells. Last night in practice, he was one of the fastest drivers in practice. Definitely has got some speed here. Struggled a little bit so far there in qualifying, but definitely made a nice move up here getting into the top 10 as he looks to continue to take off these guys as he comes to the start-finish line here.
Well, we just seen James Skelton use that go under the apron there on the apex of on the front stretch, and I'm just kind of, well, you don't see a lot of drivers do that a whole lot because it disrupts the car coming back on the track, but I'm not sure if he's just doing that because he's got fresh tires or if that's his new line.
Yeah, Jamie, I've seen him do that all week long. He's been one of the few drivers to do that. It definitely upsets your car, but he's found a way to make it work, and I tell you what, the car's been really fast all week, and it's good to see him up here after having a tough qualifying time there. He's definitely going to do a good job here tonight if he can keep the car underneath him. And talking to him during the week, he was really hungry. He's had a tough couple of weeks and definitely wants to have a good finish here tonight.
I do notice that these cars really don't, you don't see a driver just really pull away, after about 2 or 3 laps. Cars are really bunching up together, in the top 4, top 5.
Yeah, for sure. The guy's getting really racy here early. And I tell you what, the tire fall off has been there, but these guys have definitely managed well, and they've been able to bunch it. If you don't realize where you're at, man, you'd almost think you're at Daytona or something. These guys are really almost pack racing somewhat.
Yeah, Mike Abbott's made a nice move up to 6th place as well, up 12 positions. Definitely finds himself in the mix of things with that pack you're talking about, Dustin.
Yeah, for sure. I know I can speak for my guys, at DPM. They definitely put a lot of work in this week, working on the car. And I tell you what, to see them run up front's definitely good for us, as we've had definitely a couple of bad weeks here. And, the race is still early, but it's good to see the speed that we have in these cars is finally getting a little showtime on TV for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's interesting too. We keep seeing Calvin bring them high in 1 and 2, and you're starting to see some of the cars kind of take note of that and adjust their laps accordingly.
Yeah, I think the high line in 1 and 2 is really, it can work. 3 and 4, not so much. I know the track is a little bit bumpy going into 1 and 2. You kind of want to stay on the outside to avoid some of those bumps. But you gotta get comfortable. You gotta find something that works for you and watch what everyone else is doing. But they're definitely taking that high line through 1 and 2. And then 3 and 4, it looks like they are on the bottom.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely been the preferred line around here all week, especially the fast line. So we'll see, and as the run goes on, we'll see guys definitely get into 3 and 4 and run middle to high groove too. I tell you what, the turn 4 wall sneaks up on you so good.
Looks like Keith into the inside there trying to get a position.
Ooh, just sliding up there in front of the 87 of Trent Potter there.
You know, like I said, Keith Haney's coming off that win here on Monday. You know, he's trying to take that momentum into this series.
Hey, you guys, you know, we talk about a couple of guys that I think got caught up in that wreck earlier. Dan Vaglin and Sean Butler, you know, both a lap down here. Definitely surprised to see those guys been fast here pretty much all week, or tell you what, running in 32nd, 33rd spot. Definitely these guys got a lot of work to do. It's hard to do it when you're back there after these tires start to fall off back there in traffic like they are.
These guys are running for position right there. They are fighting for that lucky dog position if a caution does come out. I think we're going to see Sean really try and get around the 925 here. Back up front, we got Mike Abbott working that high line, just maybe getting blocked by the 2 there as he tries to go around the 15. But looks like he's going to make it work as John slips back and maybe up behind. He does, up behind Mike Abbott there.
Yeah, you were talking about Sean Butler there too, and you know his last lap was just off our leader's pace, so he's definitely putting some fast laps on back there. Caution's out.
Did we see what brought out the caution there?
I believe it was Will Long again.
Yeah, Will Long definitely slow there on the entrance to turn 3. Car looks pretty wrinkled up. Definitely tough break for that driver tonight.
Let's take a look at the replay here. It looked like there was a couple cars. Not sure if Will just gets loose. The 917 is behind him here. As the 11 car pushes to the outside, yep, into the wall, and 917 just gets collected and turned around. Tried to get around it, but not quite.
You know, I think as we come up on pit stops, you're going to see a lot of guys come and take 4 all night. You might see a couple of guys gamble, but I tell you what, I don't know if it's going to be to their advantage with the tire fall off we have here tonight. But I just want to commend these guys on a great job of battling around each other all night and doing a pretty good job of it. So I hope to continue to see that. Great job by all these guys here tonight.
Yeah, so let's talk about that for a second. You know, this last incident, you know, you got the 917 who's just trying to duck a little bit lower to avoid that, gets caught up in somebody else's incident there. You know, he, at the time, David Howard Jr. was the last car on the lead lap, I believe, and, you know, he's got to, you know, reset, kind of throw that out and get back into the race. But that can be hard to do when when you're involved in somebody else's wreck.
Yeah, for sure. Tell you what, we're looking at you know, Ricky Goodman the boys on that team had a pretty good pit stop, as he looks like I believe those guys took 4 tires. It looks like it's really sure, but definitely going to come out second. So definitely a good job by those guys on pit road. We'll have to check back.
Just taking a look at these guys exiting pit road here. 24 of Chris Sharp runs right through everyone's boxes as he exits. I'm not sure how I feel about that one.
Who did that?
The 24 of Chris Sharp. Watch that replay. We'll take a look here. Gets his tires changed. He's about 10 boxes back. And gets those left sides changed and puts the pedal to the metal and just drives straight through every box to the end of the road.
I believe that's a black flag incident, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that I think we're gonna have to issue a black flag for that one, or end of the line, end of line, Dustin, if you can.
Will do. Thanks, sir.
On the 24 car. Delay the start if you have to. Yeah, you can't be driving through the cars. Just to explain to our viewers why he's able to do that, why he was able to drive through everyone's pit box and not get into a wreck. iRacing allows no collision when you're in your box, just to prevent people from, getting into each other as they enter or exit. But once you get onto a lane out, collision comes back on. So pit road, there is collision, but in the boxes there is not. And he used that to his advantage, tried to get a couple positions there. Kind of one of those rule book things where if no one's gonna hit you on it, you might as well try it, right? But that's definitely a no-no.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to assume best intent there, that maybe he was just grabbing a cold drink of whatever his favorite drink is. But regardless, he still did it. And that, just like in NASCAR, they're not going to care what he was doing. The fact is, it remains that he did. So, we're going to see that end of line penalty administered there. And with that being said, I'm taking a look at David Howard Jr.'s car. He went in, got some repairs on it. He didn't use his quick repair. I'm still seeing a lot of damage on that right rear quarter panel. And to be quite honest with you, I'm curious if it's not going to cause some issues, because it's dented in right over the wheel well. So we'll have to see if he's able to maintain control of that car. The tires don't wear off a little bit more than what they have in the past as a result.
Yeah, you definitely want a good handling car. You want some good downforce. We haven't switched to the low downforce package in iRacing yet, but there's still a handful. So you definitely want all your fenders looking real nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we did delay that start, so we're going to do one more lap here, and we'll be back under green. Let's use that time just to remind our viewers. You can check out our website, www.navscar.com and www.redlightleague.com for all the information about our league and our sister league over at Red Light. You can find the schedule, you can find information about how to apply, and our past videos and race recaps and all that stuff will be on that website. So check it out every week. We do update it. Got a great team with us that keeps that website relevant every week. So check it out. Also, we realize our broadcast tonight's been kind of spotty and last week as well, but we're working on it. We're going to get it better. So give us a like on YouTube, subscribe. We love having our viewers here. So we'll see you week to week, and hopefully next week we'll be problem free throughout the whole race. That's my goal, anyways.
Yeah, and if you have a comment, while you're watching the broadcast, throw it in the chat, and we'll try to answer it on the air. But with that being said, I just wanted to kind of just give a quick look at our drivers and where they're from. So, we've got a full field tonight. The majority of the drivers, they definitely come from here in the U.S., but we definitely got drivers from Canada, from the U.K., and from Australia running with us tonight. So that kind of just speaks to the diversity in the field, and not only in the drivers themselves, but the locations in which they're driving from. So.
All right, pace cars in. We're going to be going back to green here on lap 58 of 133.
Definitely looks like the 82 didn't get going there, so that's going to stack them up here on the high side.
Yeah, you can see the fifth on back is really, really tight together.
But that's real good, though. I mean,
15's in the wall. Does keep it off the wall, though.
I mean, it doesn't matter where you're at out on the track. There's racing all around you, and you you really don't have a time to relax unless maybe you are the last car on the lead lap or are in the field there. But oh, we got a wreck.
Did we see who wrecked? I'll see if I can pull it up.
I believe it was Mark Bratcher and
Mark Bratcher, he's definitely got some rear end damage. He's had that, gonna be the tow truck calling onto that car for sure. He's got a lot of damage on the rear of that vehicle as well as the front.
Oh yeah, Mark was having some connection issues there on my end. Looks like he was clipping out, and yeah.
Yeah, he definitely looks like either connection issues come down on the 39 and Jeff file, and then it was just in the spin cycle after that.
Yeah, that was 100% connection issues. I'm sure neither driver knew where anybody was there, and that's unfortunate for Mark. Well, we got under another caution. We do have 35 racers on the track again tonight. That's 3 races in a row.
yeah, it's definitely kind of interesting. I'm watching the replay on mine, and I know we have 3 different angles at it or whatever. I didn't see the glitching like you guys did, so I'll just assume it was what you guys said. I just letting you know that on mine there was no disruption.
Really, he was in and out for that half a lap leading up to that incident on my screen.
Yeah, not a problem. I mean, it is one of the things that we've talked about in the past of being an issue with online racing.
Yeah.
Sometimes, connection, bandwidth all play into it. Storms in the area. If you really want to get technical, sometimes can definitely affect the latency and the bandwidth that some of these drivers are seeing. So.
For sure. Well, let's give away $5 in iRacing credits to a random driver on the track. We do have 35 drivers in the fields today, so let's go ahead and hit our random number generator. 33.
Gonna be
Scott Kidd. No, 977. Scott Kidd's currently 33rd position.
Nice.
That's correct, right? Everyone sees that?
I've got Mark Bratcher in 33rd.
Really? I've got Scott Kidd in 33rd. Are you
Yeah,
watching a reap?
Yeah, I got Scott Kidd as well.
All right, cool. We're not rigging it, I swear. I got Scott Kidd in 33rd position. As he comes down, he'll lose a position here, but when we did the draw, he was in 33rd. So we'll give him $5 in iRacing credits. We'll touch base with him, and that's presented by WoW Racing. We thank those guys for providing the drive for 35 every week. When we started that drive for 35, we're like, we've never had more than 25 people at a race. You'll probably give it out once or twice a season, and 3 races in a row. That's really good to see. He's happy to do it. So $5 to Scott Kidd for tonight's race, and hopefully we can give away another $5 next week.
So how many cars do we have on the lead lap now after that one?
I'm showing 31 cars currently on the lead lap. We'll see once we get back to green flag conditions if we have an update. Yeah, you can even see, just looking at my TeamSpeak, Mark Bratcher dropped a connection 3 times in TeamSpeak, just drop it in and out. So he's definitely have some sort of internet connection issues right now.
So let's talk about somebody we haven't talked about in a while. And again, I'm probably going to butcher the last name. I don't know that we've gotten clarification on how to say it anyway. But 14th position, was it Tommy Amaze?
Sure, I'll go with that. I'm
Yeah.
sure Tommy will send us an email with a
He'll
phonetic
let us
pronouncing.
know.
He'll let us know. But yeah, Tommy's been racing since the beginning of the season. He's one of our rookie drivers, 901. Doing pretty well tonight with a 14th position.
Yeah, I think so. And I think he's kind of in a spot where, it's, I don't want to say blood in the water, but he can see the front of the field. I don't know that, I know that sounds kind of corny, but when you're further in the pack and you're like 35th and you can't even see really the cars, going into turn one, you're worried about the stuff that's in front of you. You just kind of maintain. But when you get into a position where you get closer to the middle of the field, to the front, something just kicks in where you're like, oh, I can see it. I can see the end here. I need to get up there, and I think he's in a good spot. I think it's going to work in his favor.
Yeah, it definitely motivates you when you can see the leader for sure. But with having 35 people on the track, there's always racing going on, so you can't concentrate on that first place car. You got to kind of concentrate with the cars around you and make sure you keep your stuff together as we go back green here.
Looks like a pretty clean restart here.
Well, got some trouble here on the top. Keith Haney definitely missed the gear, it looks like. Stacked a couple of them up.
Oh yeah, you're right. Big gap in between him and looks like the 8th and 9th place cars there.
Yeah, we've all done it, but let's speak to it. Well, how do you miss a gear here, Dustin? Oh, we got a car on the wall.
Looks like Jeff File again.
Oh, lots
and
of cars
David Howard
collected
Jr.
here.
is wrapped up in that.
It looks like 917. He's definitely had a tough night here tonight. But hopefully them boys can get down on pit road and get that thing fixed. It's
Yeah.
definitely been a tough night for him for sure.
You don't think the streak's coming back, do you? I did choose him tonight.
I definitely hope not, buddy. I hope not.
Yeah, it looks like Jeff Files on the outside, the 983. Jack Wells on the inside, just doesn't see him there, and I don't know if the spotter said clear. He was trying to move up, and he just wrapped himself around the nose. That's you got to make sure there isn't a car on the outside when you move up onto the outside wall. That's for sure. I feel bad for Jeff on that one.
Yeah, and after a certain point, you're just like, do I need to drop to the back? Trying to keep that equipment clean and getting caught up in some of these crazy incidents. But, like we've heard all the time, like the fans have heard all the time, it's cautions breed cautions. So I'm hoping we won't see anybody drive through all the pit boxes this time. Tim Lewis took a heck of a lot of damage on that wreck as well. It hasn't been a good night. I don't know, Dustin, Mike, what team do they all? Is that Insanely Fast Motorsports?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they're not exactly batting 1,000 because I think that team, correct me if I'm wrong, is made up of Sean Butler, Tim Lewis. Is it Will Long too?
Yep, Will Long and David Howard Jr. Definitely not one of their better showings tonight. But,
Definitely
this race is
not.
Over. We'll have to see if these guys, a couple of these guys, can battle back.
Just some bad luck, man. I'm sure they're ready to, it's Las Vegas, right? So, you get a couple guys that are lucky, and then the rest of the field unlucky. It's just, the way Las Vegas works. But, it's one race in a long season, so these guys can't get discouraged.
Yeah, for sure.
They can't, but we've talked about it, guys, the week prior, and we've asked the drivers who they thought was going to be the toughest team to beat, and not a whole lot of people picked the Hooligan to be the team to beat. A lot of them mentioned Wow, Team Wow, or the CRC group and set of drivers. Some folks even mentioned DPM, but Hooligan is pretty strong. They seem to be keeping their cars pretty clean.
Yeah, I know that the team leader Calvin Allison has been saying that he wants to, mentor these guys and get some guys another win. So I'm sure he's going to be working with them throughout the season and trying to get these guys locked into the chase. You can see from our ticker that we got a couple drivers locked into the chase, Calvin being one of them, from their wins. And then we got a bunch of guys that are in the chase comfortably, and then we've got a couple guys on the bubble. So you'll be able to look at that all season long and see where everyone's at, and who's got to be racing for that position if they don't have that win as we get down to our chase cutoff.
So with that being said, I've got to ask the question, and I'm curious from Dustin's perspective because he's had the conversation with Calvin. So Calvin said he wants to bring in another driver from his team and make sure they get a win and kind of mold and cultivate that. But is it because he wants them to win, or because he wants to make sure that he's got teammates when it comes to the chase, like Mike said?
I think he's got two ways of looking at it. Calvin's one of the nicest guys you meet, man. He's from my home state of North Carolina, and it's just a different breed of people down here. But he's a good guy, man. And I tell you what, I think he really, truly wants his guys to, get in that chase. But at the same time, he does want help at the end, but whether his guys are in the chase or not, they're still going to be there to help him. So that team's really done a good job of working together and communicating and practicing during the week, doing a great job. So it's good to see that hooligan team come together like they have, and just looking forward to seeing what they can do. Calvin's always got speed, so he knows that that's definitely one of his things, but he's definitely not going to back down from having a fast car here tonight to let one of his teammates win for sure.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, I think he definitely wants to build that team up and get them where they need to be and be strong contenders, no matter if it's him or another one from the team out there out front. Just taking a look at Will Long's car, that Buffalo Wild Wings car has seen better days for sure.
All right, looks like we're going to go back to green here on lap 69 of 133. We're getting down to 53 or so laps to go, 55 laps to go, as these cars bunch up as we're going to take the green flag. That's as far back as Calvin has been all night. He's going to have to be careful, keep his car clean as he works his way forward. Keith Haney takes the field into turn one, liking that low side as he goes under John Furshing Jr., who's going to just maybe get hung back a little bit, get comfortable, and he knows these guys are going to be racing behind him here real quick.
Yeah, for sure. These guys definitely need to take advantage of being up front here. Try to lead them a couple laps before that 28 decides to just break.
Yeah.
He's definitely got the speed here tonight as he's making the pass on 24 coming to the line here.
Yeah, he's definitely liking that outside line. Reminds me of Dale Jr. last week at the start of that race. Just going along the outside, motoring by these guys, getting good runs off the corner as he's going to, just scrape that rear end off the wall. No damage done as he passes the 7 car on the inside there.
Yeah, I tell you, I think as Jamie, as we hadn't talked much about it tonight, but I think clean air has definitely helped some of these cars here tonight as we see the 54 and the 15 start to stretch it out just a little bit as these guys are battling behind them. It's going to be interesting to see if we can, see any other car other than the 28 put on a little dominate performance. But the 54 is doing a great job at the moment.
Also, important to note that the 24 car has come back from that penalty, rather quickly, sitting in third place right now.
Yeah, definitely good to see Chris. He's been fast here all week. Again, he's one of these drivers that definitely, as far as I'm concerned, has not had the season that he thought getting into it. I thought he was definitely going to have a little bit better luck so far, but good to see him running up here at the top, and he's definitely got a fast car, so it's good to see him rebound from that penalty he received, and definitely, he says he's definitely not done here tonight for sure.
Just testing out some new overlays. Not quite finished. Hopefully these will be finished up for next week, but we got our miles per hour going into the corner as James drops down. We'll also next week have RPM and hopefully a wheel angle as well. You can see there 177, 180 miles an hour going into the corners.
Very nice. And speaking of those overlays, Mike, if the viewers have been watching, they've been noticing the locked in chase, and on the chase bubble there underneath some of these guys' names. And what I want to talk about real quick is about these guys that are on the bubble. You know, you got guys like Will Long that's on the bubble going into this thing tonight, and he has not had a good night at racing. And so I'm curious. You know, if you're Will Long, you might find yourself outside looking in here shortly.
Yeah, for sure. It's you know, it's nervous being on the bubble, but if I wanted to be on the bubble any time of the year, it would be right now. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah,
Three
that's a good
races
point.
in, we got lots of races to still get that win, and just maybe just be consistent and earn your way up in the top 16. Got to remember, top 16 in points will fill that chase grid at the end of August or September, whenever we start that. You know, wins will basically lock you in, but there'll probably be about 4 or 5 drivers that get in on points as well.
Tell you what, it's definitely taken the 28 just a little bit longer than we thought. But like you said, as those tires starting to fall off on these cars, he's definitely starts to shine. So we see him starting to reel in these leaders as he's coming up on the back bumper of the 54 of Keith Haney getting into one here. We'll continue to see him make progress as the leaders start to work around lap traffic here of slower car 72 of Raymond Edge. It was really
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the 3.
Yeah, I was saying I'm hoping and he's on the radio or throwing the hand out the window or something, telling those guys to go low.
Yeah, he's holding his line, high line. That's, you know, in the corner, he wanted to be up there, but he wasn't going to move down in front of those guys. He did exactly what he needed to do and held his line. But communication is what saves everybody on that one.
So
Yeah,
how
sure,
about
those
that?
guys,
Go ahead, Dustin.
I was going to say that everybody did a great job of getting around him there. That really could have been ugly, and these guys are definitely patient and pretty smart around each other. Jamie?
Yeah, I'm just wondering how much James Skelton is looking in that rearview mirror between him and Nelson Rivera. Nelson's been in his rear view, and they've kind of switched positions back and forth, but they've been around each other all night tonight.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And big shout out to James, man. He's definitely hungry for. He feels like he's definitely last couple weeks.
Is
As
Buckley
we've
getting
got,
around?
Yep, Buckley's in the back. That's going to be a tough there as we look back at the replay. I don't know if looks like a couple guys got into the back of each other. Let's go take a look at the replay there.
Yeah, Buckley definitely had some help going around here. He's on the inside. Oh, yeah, the 24 car looks like just comes low and maybe got a little bit loose on the outside there. And someone finishes the 2 off just to make sure.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough break there. A couple of cars, Mitchell Muma got caught up in that as well. Tom Butler, I don't know if he's got a little bit of damage on the front end of that car after getting in the back of either Buckley or 24. We're going to take a look at that.
Let's ride on board with the 24 car. We can see, yeah, he's fighting a loose car there. Yeah, and just touches the 2 car and spins him around.
Yeah, I think the boys at the DPM shop there are going to have their hands full after this week's race, putting that car back together.
Yeah, definitely some extra hours in the shop. We spoke on it earlier. I love Josh to death, but we definitely have to work on his cars a lot more than others, and that's just giving him a hard time there.
So is your shop completely Toyota?
We are Chevrolet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I for some reason thought Josh was running a Toyota there for a second. It's my mistake. Yep.
But you guys need to stay tuned. There may be some changes coming in the future. We've been in talks with a few manufacturers, so we'll see how that comes. Just to throw you a little bone there. Stay tuned to DPM shop. There could be a manufacturer change coming up as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you can follow any of the DPM updates on Facebook, can't you?
Yep. It's Dustin Phillips Motorsports. Check them out, man. It's always giving updates on a lot of what the program's doing, and really excited to have the crop of drivers that we have. have 3 at the moment, looking to fill a spot. Not quite right away, but definitely a good group of guys. Like to have a lot of fun and definitely work on their cars pretty hard all week.
So I know a lot of the drivers are always testing for the next track coming up, but a lot of the other teams will go ahead and test tracks that they feel are important to them in regards to the chase. Have you guys tested anywhere outside of the normal schedule yet?
Not yet. We're usually taking it that week leading up to it. Guys that are, as soon as the race is over, next week we're loading up another car to go to next week's race. So, we'll go to Phoenix next week, and definitely I know one of Josh's favorite tracks. So we'll have to see how that tricky layout will do for us. But definitely looking forward to it, man. And I tell you what, as hard work as we put in these cars, there's several other teams out there, working just as hard. So it's good to see the competition level that we have here at NAVSCAR this year, and it's just good to see the talent level that we have as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And correct me if I'm wrong. I'm showing the number 4 car, Ricky Goodman, as being our leader. Is that what you guys are seeing as well?
That's what I'm seeing. Getting some extra bonus points. Going to cross, unless he comes down to pit, he's going to cross and get a bonus point for leading a lap here. But before they do that, let's look at the standings on how they run on the track right now. We can see Keith Haney right now leads the points as they run on the track with 117 points. Nelson Rivera in second. John Frisching Jr. third. Jack Wells first guy with a win there in fourth. David fifth. DJ sixth. Rounding out the top 10, we got Brian, Jason, Calvin, and James. Anything can change. We got some laps to run here yet.
Oh yeah, I don't think we were anywhere close to being able to see the final running order here, or going into the last 20. So I think it's still completely open to grabs, for anybody that wants it. But I think we still need to take a look at that 28. I think when this thing's all said and done, he's going to be in that top 3.
So Ricky Goodman did come down and did not lead that lap, so he does not pick up a bonus point for leading a lap there, unfortunately.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to step away and go talk to a few guys on pit road. Be back in just a few as we get ready to take this green flag.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah, Dustin does a great job bouncing back from the broadcast and admin duties. I'm sure we got a couple drivers. Maybe you want a word with him during the race here. He'll probably just give him a quick comment, and then we'll talk about it all after the race. But so far, we've seen a couple avoidable incidents that we might need to talk about, but some good racing going on the track. Pace car is in. These guys are going to come to the start-finish line for lap 83 as we go back to green.
Yeah, another clean restart.
Yeah, that Calvin Allison gets a good jump and jumps to the inside. Does it after the start-finish line, completely legal pass as he gets back into the first-place position underneath Keith Haney.
And how about Sean Butler up 17 positions, 16, 17 positions there, currently running in that 9th spot.
Yeah, coming from a lap down earlier in the race, just shows patience and consistency can get you back in the top 10.
You know what's making me nervous, though, Mike, is I'm seeing a lot of crossover on these guys in that apex. It's like, yeah, that can be done, but you really got to know the drivers around you and trust them.
Yeah, especially with the the incidents that we've seen, they've all been, I think, what I would call lack of awareness when it comes to the cars around you. Both big cautions have been brought out by cars moving up into each other, so you definitely want to be careful when you're jumping down at the start-finish line.
Yeah, and when I was watching Keith Haney and Calvin Allison, they're coming out of 3 and 4, I could have swore they touched. Calvin just on that outside left quarter panel of Haney, but looks like Haney's able to make it work and really put that car out front as John Frisching Jr. is now getting challenged by James Skelton, looking for that 3rd position, and with Mike Abbott in tow. It's definitely been the same cars up front tonight. I mean, it's been pretty impressive. These guys that have been up front have not really relinquished those positions, and it's a constant battle up there. Most of the drama, honestly, has been closer to the 10th and back. We definitely see guys taking different lines here. We've seen Abbott there take a little bit higher line in 3 and 4, trying to get that speed off the corner, and as he looks like he's able to do it, as he pulls right to the bumper of James Skelton.
Yeah, it looks like Mike is going to definitely try and make a move here as James drops down. Maybe a little bit of a block there. Just a little bit defensive line.
Yeah, but he doesn't really have a choice, though, does he?
No, for sure.
He's got Nelson Rivera knocking on his door, as well as looks like Sean Butler. They're ready to pounce if somebody's going to make a mistake.
Hey, let's talk about something that can be thrown around a lot in NASCAR and in our league is blocking. Blocking, changing your line as a defensive tactic. It's part of the game. It's part of racing. You got to be able to do it. You have to be able to manage how to do it properly. And as you're passing somebody, you have to know how to deal with it when somebody does it to you. Now, there is a line you can cross. You go back and forth. You zigzag down the start-finish line or backstretch. That's a little too far. There is a line that will get you, invited to the hauler after the race. But putting a defensive line on the track is definitely part of the game.
It is, but it's a two-way street, because if you do it, you can expect to have it done to you if the role is reversed. There's no doubt in my mind. These drivers don't forget. Some of these drivers don't even forget what happened on the first race, let alone the race that they're currently in. So, yeah, you can press your luck a little bit when it comes to crossing that line, but I think a lot of drivers realize that there's ramifications if you do.
Oh yeah, you gotta race people the way you want to be raced, and if you are gonna step out and race somebody a certain way, these guys got good memories. Let's just say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guys, while we're speaking, John Butler definitely on the move. He's made his way up to the top 5, and he's reeling in the 82 of Mike Abbott. Man's on the move. We knew he'd be up there at some point, but he's definitely doing a great job here getting through this field.
Yeah, with 43 laps to go, coming from a lap down earlier in the race, he's definitely on the move.
So speaking of people on the move, Jordan Beck up to 14th, up 17 positions from where he started out. He's got to be liking that. I know with Hooligan, Kelvin, the team leader there, he's got to like to see that those kind of results. As well as another one, not on Team Hooligan, but Kevin O'Brien up 13 spots, up to 22nd place. It's good to see Kevin run good. Hopefully he can break that, out of the 20s and into the teens here.
Yeah, Jordan's one of our guys that he's a rookie last year. Did a pretty good job and has improved so much. I'd definitely say one of the most improved drivers we've had. Really done a great job with the speed of the race cars now. He's really getting used to it and doing a great job. So it's good to see him do that. And, it won't be long before he's up there battling for wins, no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, some great racing going on right now for the lead position here as Calvin's on the inside through 1 and 2. Keith Haney was able to get a run off that and hold his position on that low line, but Calvin is going to use that low line through 3 and 4 to try and complete this pass and move up into 1 and 2. Just can't do it. Haney's doing a great job holding his bumper in there, not letting Calvin up to that high line. Looks like Calvin just barely, not quite enough room. Thought about it there, but it's not going to take it.
And that's the thing. I think Calvin wants that that high line.
Yeah.
I think that's where he wants to run.
You can see how uncomfortable he is exiting too as he tries to keep that car down, and it wants to spin out when you keep it down like that. And right now he's running real hard side by side. If he's going to do it, he's got to get that good run off of 4 here. Jump down, he's going to try and clear the car, and once he clears it, he's going to move up, but just can't get it done.
That makes for some really interesting racing. It's frustrating as a driver, isn't it?
Oh.
I mean, you're just trying to get around. It's like, let me around.
As he pulls back in Gonna try and maybe get a little bit of a slingshot run going for the next time, but that was some great racing right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And just talk real quick about our 26th and 27th place cars. You got Jason Wells, I believe the first car a lap down with David Howard Jr. right behind him. I'm sure David Howard Jr. would like to get in front of him to see if if there's a caution, get that lucky dog, get back on the lead lap.
Yeah, there's a little bit of space in between those guys. David's got to pick up the pace if he's going to want to catch Jason.
So we're definitely winding down here. I'm showing, 36 laps left?
37 to go. You can hear those tires getting kind of loose as Kelvin's playing with the throttle on exit of 2 there, just keeping the car in line. Definitely sounds like they're off the throttle a little bit longer than normal, but he's got a great run here. He's going to jump on the inside.
Yeah, he'll lead that lap there. Good job by this group up front, really battling hard. And, as long as Haney keeps 28 of Allison down pinned,
Mike's off the wall there.
I was just going to speak on Mike Abbott. Good job of him running in the top 5 about all night tonight. That car's definitely been prepared well for that team.
Gonna see a crossover here. Looks like Haney didn't have what it would take there to start that crossover move. Kelvin finally completes that pass. We might see him run this high line here and pull away on the backstretch. He's definitely got the clean air that he wanted. As Haney's really just sucking up to him.
Yeah, I'm seeing some pretty significant damage there in that right front quarter panel of Mike Abbott. It doesn't seem like it's affecting him too much, but at the same time, if you can zoom in on it, man, boy, that's a lot of damage there.
Yeah, you can definitely see it right front fender. That's going to hurt him and hurt his handling as he drops back a couple positions. So these guys still got to pit one more time, right?
I believe so. Which will also make it interesting because I don't think we've seen them pit under a green flag situation yet.
No, I think you're right. I don't think we have seen a green flag stop.
Yeah, you won't.
The caution's out.
Do we see what brought that out?
I see Ricky Goodman. Looks like could be the person that may have brought that out.
It doesn't look like it. He was sitting in his pits.
Then I don't know. I'm not really sure what brought that out then. Maybe we can go ahead and find that.
When you guys find it, let me know and I'll throw it up on the big screen. Ricky has been having issues with his computer ongoing for the last couple weeks. Looks like it's still happening on him.
Yeah,
So-
definitely. Guys, it looks like there was some debris on the backstretch. Officials didn't like it, so caution's going to come out there.
Sounds good, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds kind of interesting. Maybe some of that damage that we seen from Mike Abbott's vehicle left some debris out there.
Yep, it was called over the radio. Caution on the backstretch, and I got to looking, and there was debris on the backstretch. Hint, false call by one of the drivers. So caution was thrown for debris on the backstretch.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's real interesting. I think we'll have to hear from the officials a little bit after the race as to what really brought that out. But that resets our field, and I believe we've got a. Who was our lucky dog?
I did not catch it.
I think it's going to be the 14 of Timothy Lewis. He looked to be the first car a lap down. We'll see as they allow the lucky dog to come around here in just a minute.
Yeah, it'll be interesting too, because he actually was pitting when that happened. So um, I'm kind of wondering where he's going to end up in the rotation when we get it all sorted out.
31 laps to go. Everyone's going to come in, get their tires, get their gas, and I think we're going to go right to the end on this one.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to see that. I know the last couple races have ended under caution. It'd be nice to see him race it out, get a close one.
Let's talk about the schedule real quick. Next week we are going to the Good Sam 250, which I believe is at Phoenix, part of the West Coast swing there. Phoenix is a great track, a little bit different, a lot of diving down on those shoulders.
Yeah, but it always makes for interesting racing because you either like that track or you pretty much hate it because of how flat it is. A lot of guys try to use that, was it the dog leg?
Yeah.
Yeah, they try to use that dog leg to their advantage, but again, when they come out of it, they're swinging up into traffic, and so some drivers like it, some drivers don't. So it all depends on whether or not it's in your wheelhouse or not.
I love watching cars just turn left, like hard left. It's just weird to see, and two very distinct lines there. I like watching people run both. So it should be for a great broadcast next week.
Hey guys, I don't know if I'm going to make you mad about this or not, but so I'm going to be in the Phoenix area doing some training, and Hendrick Motorsports is giving me VIP passes to be with them. It's going to be a fun trip, so yeah, that's what I'll be doing.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, you better take some damn pictures or get some autographs or invite me with you. One of those three things.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I get in the suitcase somehow? Can I fit in there? I don't think that's possible. But
all you got to do is show up, man. I'll try to get whatever I can.
Phoenix, this is just around the corner, right?
Yeah, just down the road from me.
Gotta find me transport. Looks like we are double file. We're gonna be going back to green here. 28 laps or so when we cross to take that green flag. Calvin Allison is on the inside. Looks like Bruce Potter is elected for the outside line. This is the first time we've seen Bruce Potter out front. Hopefully we can see him get a good, clean restart out there. Sean Butler, man, just looking to pounce right about now.
Yeah, absolutely. Is Potter part of Hooligan?
Potter is TNT Motorsports.
TNT Motorsports. So looks like a single owner.
I am not sure, but definitely TNT Motorsports.
Fair enough. Yeah, I would agree. Sean Butler, I was honestly really surprised to see him that far back. We've talked about Sean week in, week out. He's a phenomenal driver. We know that those guys are running top of the line equipment. So, well, let's see how they do on the restart here. Kind of a different start there, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, a little bit slow on the outside. Sean's looking to jump down, possibly go 3 wide here. He's got to be real careful. 3 wide coming out of 2. That's not something you want to do at this track, but they pull it off. Oh, and they're collecting there.
Yeah, we got the 5 involved. Just hammers the wall really hard, and the 59.
Yep. Did that bring out the caution?
Caution's out.
There we go.
So the 5 of Craig Sykes, and looks like, was it Bruce Potter?
Indeed.
I'm trying to figure out if Bruce Potter stayed out there on old tires or what. I mean, he was back there a ways.
Possibly. He definitely didn't get a good restart and was having trouble getting up to speed. And, you know, 3 wide is tough here. They pulled it off that first try, and then that second try did not go too well.
Yeah, and I know it's not funny to to make fun of that wreck, but that 5 just stuck
Yep.
into the wall. That was a bad hit. Hope he had a safer barrier there for him.
Now, let's see if we can ride on board with Craig.
That's going to be painful.
Riding on board with Craig, we can see these guys going 3 wide coming off of 2. You see that slow car and you don't want to get off the gas. He goes inside and, man, that car just climbs the outside wall, or out, yeah, and then just sticks it into that wall. He's got a good view of the trailer park, though.
I'm not sure he's seeing anything right now. Yeah, that was a really bad hit.
Well, that means Keith Haney and Calvin Allison are going to start side by side. I don't think we're going to see anybody come in and pit after 1 lap there.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And to be quite honest with you, I think it's if I'm up front, it's probably bugging me a little bit. To be quite honest with you, that we've had a couple cautions back to back like that. You know, these guys are trying to get in a rhythm. You know, you got Keith Haney who's been duking it out with Calvin Allison this whole time. You know, over the last 10 laps or so. You got you know, guys right behind them like Sean Butler and Nelson Rivera and Mike Abbott. They're all trying to get in a rhythm to get their car back up to the front. And every time they turn around, we're you know, slowing down for a caution. But they're definitely going to want to see this the field get spread out a little bit and put down some green flag laps.
Yeah, they're going to want to see it go right to the end. So, you know, 25 laps right now, 23 or so when we start. You know, we've had longer stretches, so hopefully these guys can get this one home.
I am showing. I was trying to see who had the fastest lap here so far of the race. I'm actually showing it as being Jordan Beck, to be quite honest with you, with a top speed of 197.7. That's oh, actually, I'm mistaken. Actually, still looking through the charts here, David Howard Jr. has a 197.9. That's those are some fast laps. Or I'm sorry, fast top speeds.
Yeah. I don't see 8 miles per hour, so it's tough for me to compare. But and I've closed my overlays. Right now I'm showing Keith Haney as the fastest lap. But I've reset my overlays a couple times during the race just to clear some issues, so those numbers might not be up to date.
No, I think they're up to date. I had to rephrase what I was saying there. It's not the fastest lap. It's their fastest speed that they've achieved.
Oh,
in
it's
their
not
vehicle.
average. It's
No.
Oh, okay.
It is the top speed.
Interesting. What did you say that time was, or that speed was?
197.9.
Yeah, that's pretty quick for a mile and a half.
Yeah, it is. You know, but with the night David Howard Jr.'s had, you know, you would only kind of expect him to try to do everything, you know, scratch and claw to get back there up front. He is, I believe, the first car lap down.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, so, you know, if there's anybody looking for one more caution here before we get down to those final laps, it's probably him. Because I don't see him doing it the old-fashioned way.
Well, we're going to take the green flag this time by with 23 laps to go as we cross the finish line. Be interesting to see Sean Butler in that 3rd position, how he pushes the issue with these guys fighting each other up front. You know, no one's going to give here, but someone might get a jump. It'll be interesting to see how this restart plays. Pace car turns left, hopefully for the last time of the evening. Oh, comes back out. Not sure why.
I think it may be due to the fact that we still have some cars still trying to get too wide, and I think the officials threw it as a result.
Yeah, there was definitely cars still trying to catch up to the pack there. This will be 22 laps to go as we come by. We'll take this restart on board with Sean Butler. Watch these guys out front. Pace car turns left. And we are back to green flag. Nice even start from those first two drivers. Sean's got to remember he's got a car on the inside here. Keith Haney just drops down behind. Sean's going to do a nice crossover move. Going to put the pass on James there, at least attempt to. Great move there by Sean Butler to hold on to that third place position. Oh, gets a little loose. He's coming in. I don't know if he had a black flag.
Yeah, he did have to serve a black flag there.
Anybody know what he got a black flag for?
Yeah, we'll talk about it in the hauler afterwards, but it was a legit clear, and we decided no clear and a black flag, so
10-4.
yeah, serving.
Josh Buckley awfully loose, gets into the driver. I'm not sure who was on the inside of Josh Buckley there, but they were definitely beating and banging. Looks like Butch Frazier.
John Frisching Jr. is going to look inside the 82 of Mike Abbott for 4th place. Butler's back on the track.
Sorry about that delay, guys. I was just taking a look at the replay there between Josh Buckley and Butch Frazier. Looks like they got into each other. We got a caution out.
Anyone see what brought that one out?
That's going to be a good break for the 919 of Sean Butler there, having to serve a black flag for reasons not of his own. So definitely a good break there for him.
Anybody see?
Oh, David Howard Jr. involved in that one again. Looks like David Howard Jr. gets into Jeff File, who then also collects another car. Coming in on a 1 and 2.
Yeah, a car in front of David got into the wall. He turned left to avoid, collected the 999 of Corey Wharton. It's bumper cars out there, boys.
Yeah, and I was really kind of hoping Dave would be able to get his lap back, and I don't. In fact, I think David Howard Jr. used his quick repair, so if he's got damage, he's stuck with it this time.
Let's take a look at this replay as these cars come into pit. Calvin Allison, I wouldn't have expected anybody to keep pit. Calvin Allison takes that last minute left to come down pit road. Keith thinks about it and then turns right and says, no, you know what? I'm going to start in first. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, but here's the thing, and we've interviewed Calvin Allison before, and one of his comments, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he feels that he has the ability to flip that switch. And I think he's in that mindset where he's about ready to flip that switch and turn it into overdrive here. I think we're going to see Calvin get real aggressive on these 4 tires.
Yeah, for sure. And I think with those 4 tires, you're going to see him real quick around the outside like he has been all day. The only thing now, though, is Calvin is now in 8th. That means he's got 7 cars in front of him with junk tires.
Yeah, I was going to say junk tires, but I don't think it's going to matter. I see him being back in the top 3 within 3 laps.
Assuming he can avoid all of the cars in front of him with junk tires.
True. I'm not disputing that. My claim is that I see him in top 3 in 3 laps or less.
Oh, it looks like we got cars coming in, so maybe there won't be as many, but I believe those are all the lap down cars coming in.
Now, wouldn't it be cool if you're Keith Haney to win on Monday and win this bad boy tonight and secure your spot in the chase?
Yeah, anytime you can lock up your chase ticket, man, you're a happy racer. I think it'd be cool to see 3 different drivers too for the first 3 races, 3 different winners. That is.
Yeah, absolutely. But I guess I'm more ecstatic about the fact that he won on Monday and has the possibility of winning this race tonight. I mean, if you're able to pull out 2 different wins there in our league and in our sister league, that's saying something.
Yeah, I think Keith, anytime he's on the track, he could be the winner. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all to see him lock up 2 in 1 week. Where'd Red Light race on Monday?
Sonoma.
Sonoma, yeah. Keith is great at those road courses for sure.
Yeah, he is. And I don't know, maybe if you could confirm for me, but I'm taking a look at that 2 of Josh Buckley. I think he may have saved that quick repair until right now. That car... Oh, no, it looks like he does have a little bit of damage there after getting into bush. My apologies. I thought his car looked awfully clean.
It doesn't look too bad, to tell you the truth, but yeah, I see some damage there. He is
looks like he's
coming in, to get some more repairs, yeah.
I just want to know if Sean Butler's got anything for these guys.
Yeah, he's back on the lead lap in 24th position. 15 laps to go. He's going to have to work. But hey, Sean's capable, that's for sure.
Yeah, Sean's definitely going to be hungry on this restart. He wasn't too happy with the officials there over the official radio. So we'll see him be a little hungry here as he got lucky with that quick caution to get his lap back, but he's going to be fighting to get back there.
Yeah, and that's the thing to note. I mean, we're down in the final laps here. He does have to serve that black flag, right? And I think those incidents are handled on a case-by-case basis. And it's not to say that the officials still aren't learning as well, but we did say at the beginning of the race in the drivers' meeting, it was said that they weren't clearing black flags for any reason, and the only intervention we were really going to see is when it came to yellows and resetting the field. So at the same time, I hear it, but it's not like we weren't transparent about the
it's
rules.
Just one of those things that's, there's no winner. I hate to see it, but until we find a solution, we got to go with what we got. As these guys are 3 wide going into turn 1 here. Oh, that Calvin guy, man, he's definitely on a move. He's got a wall of cars in front of him. He's just nowhere to go right now. Wow, it's going to get pretty ugly here as these cars are just... There it goes.
Oh, that was a big one.
I believe I saw Nate LaFleur on the roof. Calvin Allison does get by.
And you know who else gets by? Sean Butler.
Yeah, that's going to be a big break for Buckley. Butler, he definitely made quite a few spots up there.
And he was real aggressive on the start. He went right to the outside and just never let off the gas. That was definitely a big one.
Oh, that was a huge one, man. That's a Daytona-style wreck. We got cars in the catch fence. Oh, I hate seeing that this late in the race, but you get a restart like that, all these cars bunched up, there's nowhere to go. Just a mess of cars.
Yeah, that was a really bad wreck.
Let's ride on board of the 983. See his view through that madness. It's just lots of smoke, cars in front of him, cars spinning. And into the wall, into the catch fence, cars just everywhere. That was, yeah. I don't have words.
Yeah, there was a lot of good cars there taken out on that one.
Yeah, guys, I tell you, we're talking about guys that's got the advantage here. The 54 stayed out on that last caution, so it's going to be a determinant if he comes in. I doubt he does at this point. But the 86 is on fresh Goodyear, so really made to make the pass on the 54 and gotten to him getting into one. So we'll see if he'll get a little bit better restart here, and he's definitely going to have something to fight the 54 with.
I guess I'm just still thinking about that that radio traffic that we heard out of Sean Butler's car. I understand where he's coming from, and I don't mean to keep reliving it. It's one of those things. I understand his frustration. I'm thinking about it. I'm real curious as to what the officials are going to do after the race. I mean, there are incidents like that where another driver is causing another driver at no fault of their own to get a black flag, and you almost wonder if the driver that caused the incident should have received a penalty as well.
Oh yeah, you guys haven't filled me in yet on what happens, but we will talk. I think you're right. I think if you cause a black flag and you can avoid it on another driver, there should be a penalty, whether it's a post-race penalty or during, like that pit stall infraction that we saw. We saw it right away. We were able to make a end-of-the-line penalty and take away any position that he gained on the track from that. And we'll do the same after the race with somebody that might have ruined someone else's race. That he could have avoided it. We've also seen some avoidable contact between drivers tonight. A couple of these races a couple of them have just been hard racing, but there's definitely been some avoidable contact that has ruined people's evenings that we might have to discuss and issue post-race penalties as well. We're expecting a lot from these guys, but we call ourselves the Pro Series. We gotta get ourselves into a state of mind where we hold us as pros.
Yeah, absolutely, and nobody's exempt from that. And as we've seen with the penalties handed out by NASCAR today against Martin Truex Jr., setting him back 15 points, both in drivers' points and championship or driver owner points. So nobody's exempt from the getting points deducted. Yeah, it dropped Martin Truex Jr. from second in points to ninth, I believe.
Yeah, that was a tough and $50,000 for the
Yep.
crew chief. We could issue a $50,000 penalty, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll expect that check in the mail.
Post dated.
I'm cashing it at your bank.
10 laps to go. Keith Haney, James Skelton, Nelson Rivera, Sean Butler, top four. Calvin Allison's in seventh. It could be just as messy here as these guys try and get back up there. But Sean Butler, he could see that clean air. He's going to want to get it.
And he's driving angry. Can't say I blame him necessarily, but it's gonna get interesting between him and the 28. I think those two cars are gonna try to find their way to the front.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said before, 54 coming to green here. He's on old tires. So you got the 86, the 7, the 919, the 24, and the 28. Very capable of getting up there and trying to steal this whale in from the 54.
Just a reminder to you guys, I don't know if any of you have saved a replay, but try and do that right now. As the pace car comes in, a lot less cars on the track at this point as we take the green.
Look like a little bit of block in there. Well, that didn't take long. They are closing in top 5 here, just bumper to bumper.
Calvin's got no room. He's got the car on the inside, just holding him up there behind James. That's smart racing there by Butler, just kind of preventing him from moving down and getting around these guys.
Oh, this is some real good racing up front here. Hopefully they can keep it off each other, make some clean passes.
We're going to have to see a 3 wide here to get through this. Sean's going to go up the middle. This is going to be dangerous. Oh, look at that. Calvin just drops down, puts it in high gear. It's going to go to the inside.
3 wide.
Oh, he's keeping it down. Oh, a little contact.
Oh, Sean Butler.
Sean spins. That's going to bring out the caution. Do we bring out the caution? Bring out the caution.
It brought it out.
All right, good.
Now, I'm not really sure what caused that because Nelson Rivera is on the outside of Allison, and I can't tell if Allison comes up or it's a combination of both. It probably is a combination of the both, but I'm not really sure how Butler got involved in that.
Yeah, that was definitely 28 and the 7 made contact, and the correction of the 28 barely got into the 919 and knocked him in the wall, and just accordion from there. Just a tough break. Sean definitely on the move up.
There's actually no contact on my screen.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I didn't see any contact between the 28 and the 919. It was close, but there's definitely a half car gap between the two on my screen.
Yeah, there's definitely some net code, it looked like, because it seemed like his car just jumped sideways into the wall.
Yeah, you can see these guys. There is that contact to the 7. The 28's trying to keep it down. Little contact, but there is no contact between the 919, so a little bit of net code. Now, that's not to say if the net code didn't happen that there wouldn't have been contacts with the 919 keeping it, in the middle of the track and the 28 kind of pushing up, but there was no contact between the two, so got to chop that one up to net code. It's unfortunate. Sean's just... man, I'm super impressed with his run and battling back and getting back up to the front. And I would have liked to seen this one finish with those guys duking it out.
So are we going to get a green flag start here? A little shootout?
Yeah, I think we're going to get one more chance at it. But I don't know if we will take a checkered without seeing another yellow. Should be interesting.
So it doesn't look like looks like Sean's gonna keep the minor damage that he has. He's gonna try to go ahead and pull out the best finish he can with that damage.
Yeah, still sitting in 12th. You know, if he can take a top 15 finish, and he's betting that there's going to be a caution anyway, so it might just it might finish real quick here.
I don't know about you, but when it comes to the top 5 cars again, if they do get a green flag situation here, it's going to be chaos.
Yep. I don't mind the beating and banging at the end of a race. It's just these guys got to keep it to the last 5 laps, not the last 30 laps. That's the only issue. But they say cautions breed cautions, and it's true.
So I believe the lights are off. No, they're still on.
They are still on with 4 to go, so we will come back with 2 to go, possibly.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for. I want to see it finish under green. I'd like to see him beat and bang across that start-finish line. So hopefully we can see that. I know the viewers want to be able to see that as well. So the question is do you use the bumper?
Well, I think everybody's answered that question already tonight.
They have. They have. Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point. But I think the only caveat to that, though, Mike, is that I don't think it was intentional.
You're right.
I think it was just hard race and bumpers got, collected together. I think here, though, I am calling out the fact that we may see an intentional bump and run.
Here's interesting. Is Keith going to elect to take the outside line here? He looks like he's happy on the inside, which that's surprising.
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing that if I were him, but he's in control of that car. He's been out front for the better part of the later laps here, and so he must feel pretty confident down on that lower line.
Well, he was able to keep it on the inside of Calvin, earlier in the race, but I think Calvin's got newer tires at this point, so
Yep.
We will see how it goes. He's just got to get in front of him. I keep saying it, and hopefully we don't, but he's just got to get out in front of him before that caution comes out. And that might not be hard to do going into turn 1. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, because we don't have the restart box, and we definitely don't have the line on the back here to do as many green-white checkers as we want.
There's no overdrive in iRacing, unfortunately. Hopefully one day. We keep wishing for it, but the gods over at iRacing don't bring it to us. So we'll see how this goes, as the car's going to pull in for the last time, definitely, here at Las Vegas.
Well, you might want to pull those belts tight one more time.
Yes, sir.
Not the greatest start by Allison.
No,
Keith
got a good start there on the inside for sure.
Yeah, he did. We'll see how well that outside works.
Wow, he's keeping a nose on him, holding him down to the bottom of the track.
Yeah, he is. He's pushing him down there. He will not give him that runoff of 2 that he wanted, as we see the push working on the outside here.
But that inside line through 3 and 4 is the place to be. I think we're going to see Keith battle back here on the start-finish line. Wow, maybe not. Calvin gets a good run off of 4. Those new tires are paying off.
Yeah, absolutely. Now James Skelton's looking at that second position, licking his chops.
Yeah, James, I believe, is on newer tires as well. We got the white flag out. This is the last couple of turns of the race.
James gets loose, though, coming out of 2. Loses a little ground there on Keith Haney.
It was a crazy race in Las Vegas. Checker flag is going to go second win of the season to Calvin Allison. Second place, Keith Haney. Third place, James Skelton. Your unofficial results of the evening. Calvin lights it up through turns 1 and 2. Crazy race. Excitement all around. Some great racing between him and Keith Haney for second. Able to take it home.
Yeah, that was some close racing there. I mean, I think I'll be interested to hear Keith Haney's thoughts. I'm not sure, some of the drivers may or may not want to share their thoughts after the race, but we'll see if we can't get him in the booth.
Well, let's bring down Calvin Allison. I can't see him. Can you drop him down?
I actually don't see him either.
Tire tester 6, of course it is. Calvin Allison, first place, crazy race. Dominated with 83 laps led tonight. Came down to the end there. A couple poorly timed cautions for you, but you were able to take it home.
Yeah, it was a pretty eventful race there at the end.
Yeah, I got a little crazy there with that last caution. You guys were running awfully tight. Just seemed like some really hard racing. But the car seemed to handle for you good for the majority of the race. We seen you running that high line in 1 and 2 at the beginning of the race. Nobody really could seem to hang with your stuff there.
Yeah, that's even where all the official lobbies have ran this week. The high lines. So that's all I worked on was tire management and just trying to stay out front. I really enjoyed that first green flag run we had. It was a shame it turned into a mess after that, though.
Yeah, it definitely was. Not one of the best races we've ever run when it comes to guys keeping it all together. But there was some good racing going on. In the last half, you and Keith actually. There's a couple laps there. He was on the inside. You were trying to get around him, and there was some great tight racing going on between you guys. Just nice. Showing respect racing. I like seeing that. But unfortunately, when you guys all gotten together that last restart with 6 or 7 cars, man, it was just everyone was bouncing off each other. It was a tough thing to get through, but you were able to get through it clean. And I was surprised that Haney gave you that outside line on that restart. I thought that was probably the wrong call for him at that point because you've been fast on the outside and you were able to bring it home.
Yeah, I mean, this is a track where it's pretty ballsy to stay out on 2 tires, let alone no tires. And I mean, I had fresh tires with 10 to go, and I'm not going to ride around 5th when I know I can be 1st. I may have hurt some drivers' feelings tonight, but I mean, it's a long season. If they don't give it over it, that's fine. I can race anyway. People race me, so we'll just leave it at that.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us tonight, and congratulations on back-to-back wins.
Thanks, guys.
We definitely know when to cut an interview short. Very heated. You can hear the emotion in his voice. A lot of these guys are going to be smoking. So let's get Haney down here. I think is he still up there? Yeah, he's up there. Okay, there. Keith Haney, second place finish. Some bad cautions at the end of the race there, but we saw some strong racing from you all race. Some great racing going on between you and Allison. Fighting hard. You were really good holding that inside line and preventing him from clearing you. Sorry, holding him to the inside line, preventing him from clearing you, and taking that outside line with about 60 to go. But tell us about your race, man.
Oh man, it was a lot of fun. Right there at the end, I knew I should have pitted with Calvin and them, but I figured staying out might be the way to go. The way cautions were falling, I was hoping that it would end under caution, but it didn't go. It didn't go that way. But I ain't disappointed with second. And yeah, that was a lot of fun race from Calvin. I think we even touched doors a couple of times there, and I don't know if it was my fault or his fault. It's probably just good hard racing.
Yeah, you had some blistering laps out there tonight. We were taking a look at your top speed. You ran a top speed of 197.2 miles an hour. Not talking about your lap time. I'm talking about your specific speed. Just what you were able to get that car up to out on the track tonight. That's a lot of speed out there, Keith.
I appreciate it, guys. I can't thank Ford enough for building these motors and putting it in the car for me. I noticed that there's a few other Ford guys out there. I'm glad to see it. I was afraid that Ford was a dying breed.
Well, you bring home a good second place finish for it's Team Haney, right?
Yes, sir, it is.
Yeah, Team Haney Motorsports. I was trying to get the official team name there down, but yeah, you guys bring home a great second place finish. Nice carryover from your win on Monday night over at Red Light. So we were talking about that too. That wouldn't it be something if you were able to bring home 2 checkered flags in 1 week? But you almost pulled it off, man.
Man, that would have been great. That that would have been real awesome. But Calvin on fresh tires, they ain't no holding that guy off.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, again, Dustin, you got anything for our second place finisher?
Yeah, Haney, good job tonight, man. We definitely do their his last 2 cautions and not taking tires that we thought you'd be giving up a lot, man. But you definitely fought hard there and gave Calvin a good run. Definitely a good job. Making that going into next week to Phoenix, man. How you feeling about your chances there? And do you like Phoenix? And you guys been preparing already for it?
Yeah, actually, I do kind of like Phoenix. I haven't prepared for it yet. I'm hoping to. I'm hoping to at least see you guys Tuesday night. And man, I hope I can turn out as good as a finish at Phoenix as I did here.
Well, consistency is going to get you in that chase. I'm sure you're going to get a couple of different chances at a win as the season goes. You're quite the road course racer as well, and we've got 2 of those on the circuit. So plenty of opportunity for you to lock up your position, but you're sitting pretty right now, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
All right, hey, I want to thank you guys, Mike, Dustin, Jamie. Y'all do a heck of a job with the league and with the broadcast. I look more forward to Wednesday night than I think any other night.
Well, we
appreciate it.
For sure. We love hearing it. We've had some issues with the broadcast over the last couple of weeks, but we're going to get that squared away, and there's still something to watch, so hopefully you guys enjoy the broadcast.
Yes, sir, I do. I enjoy it a lot. Hey, you guys have a good night.
Yeah, take care.
Thanks, you too.
All right, let's get our third place finisher, James Skelton. James, third place. Good race for you overall. You were my pick tonight. You came through for me with the top, I believe. Yes, I am the top finisher of the Battle of the Booth once again. Tell us about your race, buddy.
Yeah, man, that was a crazy race. You know, I had a bad qualifying, started 22nd. Really disappointed with that. I pushed pretty hard in that first stint. And just, you know, picking my way through the positions, and got myself up to second behind Calvin. I thought it was looking good, and then I got pushed back a little bit, but just glad I missed all the wrecks. And you know, I've had 2 really bad starts of the, you know, two bad races to start the year. So third place is it's a good finish.
Did you feel there was any difference riding in the back there? You know, you did, like, and you kind of pointed that out. You gained about 20 spots there through and to finish third, but. You know, was there any difference from your perspective racing in the back there as opposed to up front? Was a different type of driving style? I mean, was it a little bit more aggressive? Were you being a little bit more passive back there? What was the scenario?
Yeah, I would say I was getting on it pretty good in the beginning. I wore my tires out a little bit too early, but I'd much rather just be up front and have a clean air and have a clean sight to hit your marks. It's just really hard fighting through the traffic. When especially through 1 or 2, you know, you can run multiple lines. Some people run in really low, some people are running through the middle. I like the high line, so just being conscious of, you know, where all the other drivers are, you know, coming out of 2. I'd much rather be up front.
Yeah, you speak on to driver awareness, and I think that, you know, really was the reason we had so many cautions tonight. A lot of driver awareness issues, not knowing where the car's on the track, and just, you know, maybe moving up when you should have been staying down. It's a tough thing, you know. We ask a lot from our drivers, and I think these guys with a little bit more seat time, and maybe we'll get some spotters in here for these guys. Hopefully we see some better races. But all in all, man, you got to be happy with the third place finish.
Yeah, most definitely, and I want to give a shout out to Dustin for you know, starting up DPM, and we got finally got a good finish for him and having ATT on board. So it was a lot of fun, guys.
Dustin, anything to add, buddy?
Yeah, buddy. James, good finish tonight, man. I know you were hungry tonight. We talked earlier, and you know, you're really hungry for a win, and I know it's just around the corner. But you know, as we head into Phoenix, man, you know, I know I don't know if it's one of your favorite tracks, but you definitely you know, can wheel it about anywhere. So how you feeling about next week and your chances to finally get that win that's been eluding you all year?
Yeah, I actually really like Phoenix. It's a good track to me. The only thing, though, is I remember our race from last year. We had more cautions there than we did last night. So staying up front, getting clean air is definitely gonna be the key, and just staying out of the wrecks and hopefully being there at the end and, you know, competing for a win.
You said it, man. We look forward to see you on the track, and we'll talk to you next week.
Most definitely, guys. Thanks again for everything.
Well, man, Sean Butler, just to comment on him, did end up finishing 7th. Not a horrible, considering all the things he went through tonight. Let's take a look quickly before we finish our broadcast here. Season standings right now, Keith Haney and David Howard Jr. Unofficially tied for first place. Nelson Rivera, DJ Anderson, and Mitchell Muma top 5. Calvin Allison does move up to 7th. It doesn't show his second win yet. It will take that into account for next race, and all the bonus points will be taken into account for next race. But hey, 3 races under the belt.
Yeah, can I definitely want to throw out one more statistic out there just
Yeah.
to give you an idea of how Calvin ran tonight. He ran his fastest lap on the last lap, and he ran a 29.885, and his top speed was 200.3.
Nice. Last lap, fastest lap of the race. He timed it well.
You think he was going somewhere? Victory lane.
Dustin, you're going to be in the booth next week as well, buddy?
Yeah, we're definitely going to try, man. We'll see how it works. But if we are, man, it's definitely going to be a fun race as we head into Phoenix. I'm really looking forward to it. There's a little curveball to some of these guys. Definitely a fun place to run, and looking forward to it.
Anything to add, Jamie?
No, I'm just excited to see what Phoenix brings us next week, and I think if you've seen some cautions tonight, you're definitely going to see them in Phoenix, because when you put 35 plus cars on a track that size,
Yeah.
there's bound to be action.
And we talk about car or driver awareness here. It's doubly important at Phoenix. So it'll be an interesting race, and I look forward to it. For NAVSCAR, Mike, Dustin, I'm Mike, Dustin Phillips, Jamie Christensen in the booth. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.